Hello, friends. I'm so glad to meet you here. We're starting a brand new month. It's the month of June. And my name is Judy Herman, and I am a counselor, an author, and a speaker. But I want to acknowledge that the rest of the nation is acknowledging June as PTSD Awareness Month, Post Traumatic Stress Disorder Awareness Month. But here's what I believe we need to focus on. We need to focus on what you call PTSG, commonly known as PTG, but that is simply post-traumatic stress growth. Yes, we can go through traumas in our lives. Most of us do as human beings. And some of us go through much worse traumas and more than we could ever imagine, more than others. But we don't want to judge anyone, right? We don't want to judge anyone's resilience. But I need to tell you, there is such a phenomena as post-traumatic stress growth. And it was developed as a theory with two psychologists back in the mid-1990s. It's actually recognized by the American Psychological Association. But I want to share with you what I believe is so very important for us to raise our level of awareness that there is such a thing as post-traumatic growth. And here's what you need to know about it. So there's three things. First of all, because I'm going to just cover this really quickly. This is not a substitute for professional counseling services. We know that. I did write a book, Beyond Messy Relationships, and in it has a whole lot of traumatic experiences that I personally have gone through and others close to me have personally gone through. So what I'm about to share with you is very deeply ingrained theory in my own heart and what I've gone through in my life. And here's what I believe that you need to know right now. Number one, become aware of what you're reinforcing in the neuropathways of your brain. See, our brains are being developed all throughout our lives, but especially in those formative years from 0 to our mid-20s. And then what we focus on, and this is basically a saying from several different people, but I think it has its roots also in ancient wisdom. Where focus goes, energy flows. So we need to understand that every time we think a thought, every time we relive an event in our minds, it becomes as well-worn pathways, and we focus on that. I've got to just show you this little illustration because, yeah, here's a magnifying glass, right? I mean, I can focus and my eyes look really big, right? Do you remember being a kid and you would go out in the sun and you would just have the sun, you know, just right on the glass, and then you could actually cause a piece of wood to catch on fire or a piece of paper? Well, that's how it is in our brains. We focus on certain things and we can magnify the very thing that we don't want to focus on. So it's very important to be aware of what your focus is. And that's why I want to really celebrate the month of June as post-traumatic stress growth, because this is part of our human resilience and part of our journey as human beings. So things like watching bad news or just repeating it over and over in your mind, we need to learn how to refocus our minds. So that's number one. I've got some ways to do that, some strategic ways I've done that with my clients and that I've used personally, and it works to refocus your mind. Number one, or two, that's first of all, become aware of what you're reinforcing in the neural pathways of your brain. Secondly, become aware of your feelings. It's not just our brains. Our minds include every fiber of our being and everything that we feel. And our body has a whole lot of wisdom, and we need to pay attention to what we are feeling, because the body is drawn to what is familiar subconsciously. You're going to be choosing partners that are going to reinforce, likely you're subconsciously doing this, likely reinforcing the trauma that you went through and you tried to fix when you were a little kid. So raising our level of awareness, becoming aware of our feelings, become aware of what is so familiar to us. And how do you do that? We're going to create joyful experiences. And I show you how to do that. I can't show you now because this is a quick little video. And then third, breathe fresh air. You just take, I love being outdoors. I love being outdoors with my clients. I love being outdoors doing these videos, but there's something about the fresh air. So some of us in our relationships, we've got this toxicity between us, right? And we need to get out and breathe fresh air. What is air? Awareness, like raising your awareness, like I just talked about. And intentionality, intending to do something different and creating positive experiences. And then R is your risk of growth, right? Here's where your risk of growth is right this moment. Right this moment. If this resonates with you, please like and share it. Okay. Comment, connect with me by way of a private message or contact me. But I am expanding my services, not just as a mental health therapist, but also an executive coach for executive women who have resistant husbands, how to breathe fresh air in the midst of all of that. And I got some wonderful coaching lined up to do this. I'm so excited about it. And then second, you can order your author signed copy of Beyond Messy Relationships. I'm so proud of this simply because it took my heart and soul to write it. It is my intense and dramatic story. I show up as a therapist and give you wisdom and psychological insights as you read it into your own life. Plus, it's Author Academy finalist, top 10 finalists, and I'm just very proud of that seal. So go to my website, judycounselor.com, and meet me there. But mainly, I want you to know that where your focus goes, just like this magnifying glass, your energy flows. You have what it takes to be resilient, and we just need to know how to do it. And I am here to help you. Thanks so much for joining me. All right, bye-bye.